We spent the day in Cadiz as it was a port along the way. Cadiz is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Western Europe. Founded in 1100 BC, often called the Silver Teapot due to its unique shape and position on a narrow piece of land, Cadiz is surrounded by water on three sides. Cadiz is famous for offering a variety of fresh and delicious fish, seafood, thanks to its coastal location. It is a very walkable city. Paulette and I pre-booked a hop-on, hop-off bus tour, which we highly recommend. The bus picked us up right at the port, which was located right at the city.
The Cathedral Nueva is located in the bustling plaza of De la Cathedral in the historical El Populo barrio, one of the oldest in Cadiz. You can see that it's Baroque and neoclassical style, and its two-tone was just stunning. There's areas to eat there where you can enjoy something, a beer, a glass of wine, or some food, whatever you want in that area, and just kind of enjoy it. The cathedral, by the way, was closed that day, unfortunately. It was completed in 1838, and the cathedral holds Mass at 9:30 a.m. Saturday and noon on Sundays. As Mark and I walked through the enchanting barrios of the narrow streets, we fell in love with Cadiz and its beauty. I will say that Cadiz exceeded Mark and my expectations. I loved walking around the narrow streets and seeing all the shops and restaurants and just people. I'm a people watcher. So that was really enjoyable for me to spend the afternoon that way. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that Cadiz was the launching point for the travels of Christopher Columbus to the New World?
In the 16th and 17th centuries, Cadiz became a great hub for trade with the Americas, bringing great wealth to Spain.
So Mark and I are in Cadiz, Seville today. Sorry, that was loud. Seville, Spain. And I just wanted to show you guys these cool walkways. Comparing this to Mexico, we don't have anything like this in Mexico at all, which I really dig these walkway areas, and they're all over. We'll be showing them to you today on our walking tour. I gotta say, that's one thing that I do love, are these cool walkways. That one's kind of boring. These portable toilets were everywhere in the city, and they were super clean. I even took a picture of the inside.
After checking out the porta potty, why not go ahead and check out a restaurant? This place looked pretty cool inside, I thought. See, this is the one thing
This is the one thing that I wish that Mexico had, are these really cute like courts with the narrow streets and the beautiful buildings, but we don't. So welcome to Cadiz. Cadiz, is that what you said? That does.
If you like what we're doing, we hope you'll consider subscribing, liking, and sharing the video.
Actually, the day that Mark and I were there, Carnival was going to be starting later that afternoon and running through the evening. We really didn't see much. There were some people, I would say, that were dressed up, but not a whole lot. I think we ended up going back to the ship when the party really started getting started later.
Because we're old and go back to the ship early, and we did not want to be pier runners to the ship. But yeah, there were people just walking around wearing wigs and costumes and various things.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of them on camera. We ended up getting, I think, one picture of some people, but that was about it. Wow, I just love this. Do you know what this reminds me of, though? This reminds me of Madrid, when we were in Madrid. The little walkway areas, but it was a little bit wider in Madrid, but this is what this reminds me of. How about you, babe?
Yeah.
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 And, well, we're not going to Madrid. We're going to Malaga. We've been there before. That's tomorrow. And I do smell weed walking down here. Not that I know the smell, right? Paco Martinez. Popular name.
On our walk, I entered this candy shop. It was pretty cool. It had different kinds of candy. There's Paulette.
A lot of gummies.
A lot of gummies, yeah. And I actually wound up buying some black licorice in here that was pretty good. But I liked the store. It was pretty cool. Different gummies.
Walking through the streets, it was almost like a maze. It was amazing. You get some really narrow streets and then some that you didn't even know were streets that went through, and I don't know, it was just kind of crazy. I mean, I think that if I got left there in the middle, it would probably take me quite some time to find my way out.
Yeah, and as you can see, sometimes the streets open up a little bit wider, and then you'll have outdoor restaurants and coffee shops, stuff like that. It was pretty cool. A really nice walk. I enjoyed my time that we were there.
Oh yeah, I did too. So some of the streets that we walked down were busier than other streets and had more things displayed to buy, souvenirs and things like that. What time is it?
It's cork o'clock.
Give him some change.
The Gulf of Cadiz is located in the eastern sector of the North Atlantic Ocean to the southwest of the Iberian Peninsula. Its eastern boundary is the Strait of Gibraltar, western border to the Mediterranean Sea. Construction on the Castillo de Santa Catalina began in 1598 and was completed in 1621. The fortress is built on a rocky outcrop that reaches out to sea. La Saleta Beach is on one side, protecting it to the northwest. Built in the 17th century, it is an Italian-style star-shaped floor plan and served as a military prison. It was declared a cultural interest in 1985 It is now used for cultural events, and it is free to enter.
Castillo de San Sebastian is a UNESCO site. It was constructed in 1706. It defended the northern part of the city from attacks. It was declared a cultural landmark in 1985. The construction comes from the Islamic era, and for a while it served as a prison. Unfortunately, it was a very long walk to the castle, and when we got there, what happened, babe?
We discovered that the gates were locked.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool little restaurant that we went into. I actually got something to drink there. When walking out to the castle, we looked down and we noticed that these holes in rocks were everywhere, and some of them were huge.
This hole was huge, and there was sand with rocks in the bottom.
I wanted to show you the roots on these trees, and they even have, let's see if I can focus in, these little holders. That is some root system. Must be old trees. I'm sure if I took the time to read over here, I would see how old they are.
Park Genoves is a beautiful romantic-styled botanical garden from the 19th century. It's not just any ordinary park, it's the oldest in the city of Cadiz. The shrubs have been precisely pruned into various shapes. There are over 150 different species of trees, palms, shrubs. There is a man-made pond and waterfall. It's just stunning. The park has been widened and remodeled several times, but if you're ever in Cadiz, you don't want to miss it for a leisure stroll, and the park is free.
This impressive monument commemorates the 1812 signing of the Spanish Constitution in Cadiz and is located directly opposite of the cruise port.
My final thoughts on Cadiz is it exceeded my expectations. It was beautiful. I loved it. I say go there if you can.
Would you go back again?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I really liked it.
Yeah, so would I. Now we're back at our cruise ship, however, getting ready to move on to our next destination. If you like what we're doing, we hope you'll consider subscribing.